If it went to UK, would I had an AK-47 with 100 rounds. Red carpet on my trackie and Air Max. They want a boy with a London.
Great milestone of 100K a month. Vlad.
For my unborn child, if I pay man 100.
You hit, I believe, 14K last month. You hit 16K, right?
You changed my life.
Go up if it's USD. Better watch your words, I get you.
What's going on? On the way to the airport to go to London, United Kingdom for different events. I'm going to a business mastermind myself, as well as hosting a little small lunch/dinner for our sales reps that we train. So we have some sales reps to hit some milestones, 10K a month earners, 20K a month earners, as well as 100K a month earners by going to sales operations. So yeah, there we go. This whole trip costed me about $9,000 plus to put the whole thing together. So even though I just like to be by myself and enjoy my fucking peace, I'm taking along with you. So in the meantime, look at world's tallest building in the background, just out the window. There we go. On the way to Dubai Airport. And also there is the world's largest mall, which is Dubai Mall. It is 6 in the morning. I'm definitely not a fucking morning person, which is why I'm grateful to be in the position I'm in now, being able to go to wherever I want, as well as being able to set my schedule whenever I want. Sometimes we take that for granted. Sometimes we just wake up in one of those days where I have to take calls or whatever. And I get that. At the same time, it is a really good position to be in because a lot of people, they can't do that. They can't just pack up and leave like I did. I have a small suitcase. I'll be gone for a week. They can't just go wherever I want, wherever they want, and just take calls there and make money there. So it is a blessed position to be in. I'm pretty much just gonna be enjoying my peace for now. I heard London, UK is quite dangerous, as well as people say it is a bit of a fallen society. It's a failed society. We'll see that. So far, my impression of the UK is not good so far. Just the customer service difference between Dubai and UK just astronomical. I know people say that all the time, but in the UK, just trying to make a reservation at a fucking restaurant, man. I'm on the fucking phone for all the time. I'm on fucking hold, and people just sound like they don't really enjoy. Like they sound like they don't want to be there. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, yeah, I don't know. You gotta call this person. You know, I was supposed to book the event venue at a hotel, and I called like maybe 2 or 3 different hotels. Try to contact them. I was the one following up with them as a fucking potential client, potential customer. And I was getting fucked around for a week. I was like, yo, fuck this. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I'm just not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna book like a private dining room at a restaurant, which is what we've done. So, man, even though I was basically begging them, hey, here's money, I'm willing to pay. Still, it was such a hard time to do that. As opposed to Dubai, Dubai is like a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? Dubai's like, hey, sir. And whenever you try to make a reservation somewhere like a restaurant, like the response is like a lot sooner with Dubai. And I was like very, very fucking quick. Oftentimes within a minute or within like 5-10 minutes. Maybe I just need to be more patient with this, you know. But with this restaurant in particular, man, I was the one following up with them. They'll respond after like 8 hours. I was like, holy shit. So it's interesting. Road is quite peaceful at the moment. To be fair, it is 6 in the morning. So we got still people fucking hustling, man. 6 a.m. on a Sunday, people hustling. They don't give a fuck. These folks don't give a fuck about the weekend. Also, the thing about Dubai is this. If you live in a really sick city, you kind of got to go away for a little bit to be able to appreciate the true greatness. I'm not trying to be like some Dubai propaganda here, but I'm just saying. Because each summer, because Dubai gets a bit hot, each summer I say, you know what, for this summer I'm gonna fuck off, go to Europe. And then I try Europe for about a week. And then after that I was like, oh, I remember now why I live in Dubai. Because in Europe, things are so fucking inefficient. You need a physical key, and then the whole fucking building, they don't deliver up to your apartment, so you gotta go down to the fucking lobby, and it's like a whole, so inconvenient. Whereas Dubai is engineered for you to lock in and just get after it. Only like more downside is the fact that time zone wise, it's not the most ideal, but also it's not the worst case in the world. But yeah, you go to places like that. As human beings, it's funny because we only appreciate things that once it gets taken away from us. It's funny how human beings work. It's just like anything. Once it gets taken away from us, that's when we start to appreciate it. So sometimes we need that from time to time out of Dubai to truly appreciate it. So either way, I have very low expectations for London. Maybe I'll eat some fish and chips. Maybe I'll go eat one of those like potato, bean, cheese things that people line up for. that I see on social media. So either way, off to the airport. So we're about to pull up right now. Holy shit, that was quick. That's why I like the empty morning flights, man. No one on the fucking road. Great. Thank you, my guy. Appreciate you. Told you, man. Service top notch. Just going to walk into the airport. So what happened was, I got out of the, so I go down to the elevator. I go down to the lobby of my building. The Uber guy takes my suitcase, puts it in his fucking trunk. My hotel lobby concierge opens his door for me. I get off the Uber at the airport. The airport concierge takes my suitcase, checks it in for me. So it's like the whole process is fucking seamless, man. That's Dubai. That's fucking wild. This never happens in Korea or any other country. I've never experienced this ever. So I'm about to check in and this staff comes up to me and says, hey sir, this is from Dubai airport. So he first gives me this note. We're gonna read that in a bit. And this keychain and this license plate magnet. He's like, here sir, take it all. And then this says, as you depart, please accept a small token of appreciation on behalf of Dubai. We're truly appreciative of the way you have handled the unique situation over the past few days. Dubai always prioritizes the safety and well-being of all citizens, residents, and visitors, and we hope you see this for yourself. We wish you a safe return and we look forward to welcoming you back.
See, it's the small things that makes you appreciate things. I remember one day I was flying economy class and I was just sick of sitting my ass down on a chair and eating cardboard box food the whole time. This is hot food on a plate while I'm laying down flat on my way to destination to London. It's the small things. Some people may say that, oh, poor you, first world problems. If you're like me, you just want better shit in your life for yourself and the people you give a fuck about. Because what a shame would it be if you're traveling with your woman or your children or your parents or your family and you cannot treat them to the best because you didn't do the actions you knew you had to do. You knew you had to get the skills way before. You knew you had to get yourself a better opportunities, but you did not because you doubted yourself, because you didn't act fast enough, because you didn't stay consistent with something, because you didn't work hard enough or work harder. What a shame would it be, yeah? The life that we have right now is simply a byproduct, simply fruits of the labor we put in or did not put in as much 3, 6, 9, 12 months ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So time's gonna pass by no matter what. So what we're gonna do today? And now I'm gonna down this motherfucking chicken sandwich.
I moved through London with the Euro steps. Got a sneaker deal and I ain't break a sweat.
So just arrived at the London Airbnb, nothing too fucking crazy. Straight to work. So, what are these fucking boxes? So we got these awards that we're getting for our members inside of Real Sales System for our London events coming up this Friday, which is in a few days. But we're gonna open these and then see what's up. Yeah, not bad at all, hey. Not fucking bad at all. Ooh, we got a little fucking, this is like made out of stone or some shit. It's a 10K a month commission award for Real Sales System. So there's one. We also got another one. Here we go. Here's another one. 10K a month award. And we got a trophy. Oh, there's like, ooh. We got blue Cheetos everywhere. All right, what do we got? Oh yeah. Rough. Is that how they say it in the UK? Ah! Fuck! These motherfuckers, there's a broken piece. God damn. This one is, I don't know if you can see that, 100K a month award. Not 100K a month cash collected, but 100K a month take home in this member's pocket. Funny thing is, he was not on sales calls. I mean, here and there, but he didn't make that amount as a closer. So how do you do it? He did something called sales ops, sales operations. So a lot of people tell me all the time, closers tell me all the time, Brian, I don't want to be a closer for the rest of my life. Trust me, nobody does. I didn't want to, which is why when I first got into the industry in high ticket sales, I knew I was only going to be closing for like a year or two. You see, I knew I was only going to be doing for a year or two, and then after that I knew I was going to get out. I knew that it was the best path for me, the best and the quickest path for me in terms of
stacking cash and learning skills. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after this, after I had to get sales, but I knew for a fact that learning sales, I knew I was going to use it anything I did after that. I knew that for something. Okay, I got to learn this. I got to get really fucking good at this. So that's what I did. And then for a year or two, I did that. And then, I got out, at least from full-time selling. So I'm doing different things now. I'm doing some B2B stuff, helping businesses with placement and training teams and whatnot. So there's different paths you can take. We've had a lot of members that start their own business. Tommy, as an example, he got into the program, Real Sales System. He got to 16K a month in commissions. Then he started his own business, helping men recover from porn addiction. That's his own business, which is very powerful. And he had 20 grand a month. He had 30 grand a month. He is paying for his mother's mortgage now. He retired his girlfriend, which is powerful. It is a beautiful thing. Long story short, what I'm trying to do is show you different paths you can do. You can help companies. We've recently helped a few members go into sales management positions, going to do rev share deals with companies. And so I want you to know that you don't have to feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, because nobody told me this during my career. I didn't know this. So when I was closing at a certain point, you had like 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month in commissions, and you're like, what's next? You can keep taking calls and keep making more money. Some people want to do that, you want to get to 50 grand a month and so on and so forth. It's definitely possible. It comes to a certain point where if you want to do something else, some people go into like real estate, some people go into like investing the commissions they made and parlay that into crypto or trading, whatever it may be. There's different paths you can take, and so understand that you don't have to feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You don't have to feel like, man, there's what's the whole fucking point? I was recently on a one-on-one call with a member, and now he wants to start his own fitness business. He didn't know that he wanted to start it. He knew that, man, what do I do? Like, he's a bit lost. So, he wasn't trying that hard on sales calls. And so after uncovering a few things, we realized that, okay, he wants to do his own thing at one point. So what are you good at? What are you passionate about? After doing the other things, okay, so fitness. So you learn how to close for other people. Now you can close for your own offer, and then so on and so forth, right? Which is a beautiful thing. So long story short, the reason why I mentioned that is because this member that won this 100K a month award, he did it by sales ops, right? Helping a business with training their team, managing the team, designing sales processes, developing more back-end systems. So you don't have to be on camera like I am. Trust me, I'm not a huge fan of just I'd rather be doing other shit, right? I'd rather be at the gym. Sometimes I like to yap, don't get me wrong, but sometimes, dude, I just want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to make any content. I don't want to do anything. And really, that's sometimes it's a better position to be in, just be behind the scenes. And you don't have to yap on camera because, sometimes you just want to live your life, But so, either way, these are pretty cool. So, 100K a month awards. 10K a month award, 10K a month award. And also, what's cool is the fact that, it's London, and we had 3 or 4 people that's actually flying out to London specifically. I didn't even try that hard at promoting this event. I only really invited a private invitation to people that are already in UK and London already because they're around. But, a few people asked about it, and then, they booked their ticket and they're flying over here. So, which is awesome, which really is an incredible thing, because you can go back to my older videos on this channel from 8 years ago, and I was just a clueless kid. I was a 19, 20-year-old kid. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in life. I was just yapping, and I would have thought, not to the cliche, transformation story or whatever the fuck, but yeah, I never would have thought that people would go out of their way, take a day out of their life, or a few days off out of their life, when they could be taking sales calls and be making money, book a ticket, block out the calendar, come here all the way just to see me and come to this event. So it is truly a beautiful thing. So obviously I'm going to be doing some speeches and training and whatnot, but also what we're going to do is we're going to do some mastermind in terms of these members that hit a certain milestone, whether it be 10K a month take home in their pocket or 100K a month take home in their pocket. There's something that these members learned, something that's working to a certain degree that allow these individuals to get the outcome that they've gotten and getting right now, right? So sharing from them as well, so that way it's more relatable. Because I get that for some people, it's not that relatable if I say something, because it's Brian's Brian, whatever, right? And I don't mean that in a way to put myself, blow smoke up my ass, but it's just how it is, right? It's if the teacher, it's kind of not that relatable sometimes. Sometimes it is. But the beautiful part about this is that now you're also learning from people that were just like you, just like you in terms of they're pretty much starting in a similar position, maybe way behind. One member, he was not even in sales 5 months ago. You know, he was working in an oil rig, being 3 months away from his family at a time. You know, and then he's seen people get injured and like almost like near death injuries. So never taken a single sales call. He had nothing but fucking work, like psycho work ethic. And I believe this month he's gonna hit 20K a month. The other member, he was in corporate sales, and then we helped him get an opportunity. I trained him up, and he hit 16K a month in commissions. And he's gonna be starting his own offer that's helping people get off of alcohol, like to quit drinking or, you know, reduce drinking to improve their lives, which is also a very powerful thing. So like I said, there's different paths we can go down. But the 16K a month in commissions came from him closing for a trading offer. Beautiful things. Either way, I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna go do some shits, and there's more candidates to sort through. Placed a few reps last night, so life continues. So I'll probably pick up a few more deals in the next 1 to 2 weeks, like some rough share deals and whatnot. So there we go. Yo, what's poppin'? I'm in a bit of a rush right now. I just called Uber, and today is, you can see that, Thursday, March 6th, 9:26 a.m. I'm about to head to an event right now. It's for recruitment firms. So learning more about the industry and how I can become a better recruitment firm owner, essentially. So, because we were building up the recruitment side of things, we made 1 placement. We actually made 3 placements in the last few days. 1 placement, it took 3 days from search to actually placing the candidate. The other 2 ones came from the same company. Each took 1 day from search to actually placement. So time to placement is looking good. Now, a couple problems. So we ordered the trophy like we talked about yesterday, but you see that? It came in cracked. So I sent the email to the trophy company support team yesterday. So let's see, we got the event tomorrow, early afternoon. So I don't know if they're gonna make it or not. I just called them and I just sent them a quick email. So they said they're gonna ship it out by tomorrow, but if they don't, that'll be a bit tricky situation. And the event venue's a bit acting weird. They say, yeah, you know, you gotta, you know, they're not confirming the fucking venue for whatever reason, so they're being a bit weird, even though I already paid. So the event is tomorrow, and today I'll be at the other event all day, so I don't know if I'll have time to coordinate, so we'll see. But I'm going to catch an Uber. Let's go. We are out here in London, United Kingdom. I have not gotten stabbed yet or gotten my phone snatched yet, but the reason why we're here is for the Real Sales System London Summit. You see the trophy. What are these trophies? I got more in the backpack over here. It's for members inside of a program that have achieved a certain milestone in their career, such as 10K commission a month, and for this member in particular, 100K a month award winner. Not 100K a month cash collected, but 100K a month earner. So we're about to go in, about to do some speech, you know, kiss some hands, shake some babies. So let's go in. What's going on, my man? You still got your fucking suitcase.
You want a cup?
Huh?
You ran a marathon.
Exactly right. Exactly right. You got your fucking suitcase. You just landed.
Yeah, I landed actually a couple of hours ago.
A couple hours ago,
so
fucking
I just
crazy.
came straight
Yeah, fucking crazy. Let's go up. Have you been to London before? Have you been to London
No,
before?
I haven't.
It's your first time?
Yeah.
What's your impression of London so far?
Oh, it really gave me like some Berlin-like vibes.
Burning vibes?
Yeah, Berlin vibes.
What do you mean burning?
Berlin,
Berlin.
yes.
What's Berlin?
Capital of Germany.
Berlin.
Yeah.
Berlin, German. Berlin's a lot more boring.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to Berlin. But you know what's the funny thing about London? I have mixed feelings about London. It's like, I fucking hate it, but low-key I fuck with it.
Okay.
know?
Why did you hate it?
So I saw a poster down there that said, beware, there's phone snatchers on a bicycle that's gonna snatch your phone. I saw that, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Okay.
And the weather's shit, but in a weird way, I fuck with the architecture. You see that?
I liked it as well.
Like, I like the old money vibes,
Buildings.
you know? I like the accent. I like the cynical, jaded, like dry sense of like sarcasm that the Brits have. It's very similar to how I would speak. So, you know, fuck the way. Actually, I like
the
London.
accent though, because the London
I fuck with it.
I like it as well.
I fuck with it, yeah. We'll start setting things up.
Yo, I'm on Miami Beach with a sweet one tan. She wanna learn, so I teach some slang like, what's going on, babe? How you doing? I'm from London, so I speak with a
High ticket sales space is changing a bit at the moment because I've been around the block for about 9 years now in like the high ticket info space. So in the first 6 years, I was just like a buyer. I was buying different courses like dating courses, fitness courses, biz op courses, things like that. And as later on, obviously became a sales rep and selling my own offer and managing and training different teams as well.
I've got a question, man.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, like, the impact question's changing over time as well.
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I've noticed that even on my offer, like
Yeah.
when you first started asking it, they're way more open, and now they've been on 10 different sales.
Oh yeah.
If you hit them with, and how's that making you feel?
How's it making you feel, bro? Yeah, that's a really good question. So that's what I'm saying is, those questions used to land well, because before, like, prospects weren't getting on them. At this point, the prospects we speak to, unless you're in like a very like unsophisticated market, like a rare market, then they already hopped on 2, 3, 5 different sales calls. They've probably been through 1 or 2 different programs and they got shit results for different reasons. Maybe they didn't put in the work, or maybe the program was just shit. The fulfillment was garbage. And so that's why we gotta adapt, because before, like, how does it make you feel? And it's not a jab at anyone that does that. It's like some people can pull it off and some offers can do it. But if you say that to, like, if you're selling like some like 20K, like 30K business package to, like, you know, like a lawyer making 200 grand a year, and they have to plan a sales call, they're gonna be like, dude, what? So yes, we gotta shift around the verbiage a little bit, right? So that's why we don't have different ways of asking. As an example, different ways I ask it, it's like, we gotta get some context, right? So as an example, let's just say that the prospect said that, yeah, from my job, I'm working a lot of hours. Then you may go, okay, how many hours? 70 hours. Okay, what's it taking away from? So instead of just going straight out of context, how does it make you feel, or has that an impact on you? Also, here's the thing. Has it had an impact on you? It's kind of like coming like a wrecking ball. Because the word impact is like, has it had an impact on you? It's like, I don't know about an impact, right? But if we shift that around, it's like, okay, like what? Okay, so what are you not able to do because of that time? Or what is it taking you away from? You know what I'm saying? Again, it's not like you can't use those questions, it's just tailoring to the specific context. Workhorse. He hit, I believe, 14K last month, 14.5K a month in commissions USD. Like 5 or 6 months ago, he has never taken a single sales call. And I think that's a beautiful part. He was working on an oil rig. So I have not been to an oil rig, but from the videos I saw, you're in like this fucking crazy wave and like you're on that fucking thing, and I heard people get injured and like some people die, and you're away from your family for like 3 months. That was like Owen's situation. He was away from his family for like 3 months. Crazy. Never taken a single sales call. Nothing but savage work ethic. That's all he had. And he didn't have the money for the program. So he worked another job for a week, got the money together, came back, and like he actually bought it. And so and get into the program, he's just savage execution and work ethic. And so he started as a setter, became a top setter there, transitioned to closer to another offer, and then to another offer, which is the offer he's on now. He had 14K. Owen's a savage. He has a typical, like, the dry, cynical, like, UK sense of humor, which I really appreciate about him. So, but either way, Owen, if you're watching this, well done to Owen. So next, we got Matteo. Matteo, how do you say your last name? Everett. We got Matteo Everett. So Matteo came from the corporate sales, right? When was that? 6 months ago? 7 months ago? Something like that?
Yeah, 7 or 8.
7 or 8 months ago. And it's been a beautiful journey to see him, to progress, started corporate. Did you know anything about high ticket sales before?
Only a little bit on YouTube, nothing.
Yeah, not much about it. And then you hit 16K, right?
Yeah.
Like a couple months ago. Now you're transitioning to own offer now. But yeah, it's been a beautiful journey to see him. So give it for Matteo, and then we'll hand out this award.
Shake your hand, man. Thank you so much. You changed my life and my family's life. So
Did it?
Real Sales System has just changed everything, not just for me, but like for my family as well. And I think one of the biggest things, I was so skeptical when I came on the call with you.
I remember that. You gave me an objection, motherfucker.
And then it just blew my mind that in the space of 45 minutes, you can change the whole way someone thinks, and not just for the space of that call, like for their whole life after. And that's the same after that call. I've not thought the same at all, like in terms of investing myself and every aspect of life. So that's one of the biggest things. And I think high ticket sales, you need some sort of structure, don't you? Like otherwise you can't pinpoint what you're doing well or what you're doing wrong. So you get two ends of the spectrum, either someone who's really, really scripted, prospects don't open up, they can't sell much, or someone who has no script, they'll close some, but they miss out on lots and they can't pinpoint basically what they did wrong. So you've massively helped me with having structure, but also just being human, because that's how you get people to open up, isn't it?
100%. Why were you skeptical?
I think there's a few reasons. Probably my own limiting beliefs. So I think this is one of the beautiful things about sales as well. You have to overcome a lot of internal things. And one of my biggest internal beliefs was like just saying what people wanted to hear and being a bit of a people pleaser. And when I first started in sales, that was holding me back a lot. Like I was just letting the prospects get away with so much, and it's only by going through that process that you develop as a person, and then you don't take shit from the prospects, do you?
Yep, 100%. No, I do remember that because I was looking in your beginning of the sales calls when you were looking at the beginning of your career. Yeah, you were having the people-pleasing behavior, right? Prospect will say one thing and you believe. Like the prospect says like, I don't have money, and you'd believe it. Like the typical thing, right? Or like they give you like a BS answer, you take it. But how it shifted is like you start to not take your own bullshit, and so now you start to see like other people's bullshit too. And you're not letting those people buy into their limitations. That way you can help them as well. What was the biggest lesson, besides what you mentioned now, what's the biggest lesson you learned on the way here?
Okay, so I reckon it's the internal game is probably the biggest thing.
Yep.
Yes, you need a process. Yes, you need to be able to stick to it, know exactly where to take the call. But the biggest shift in closing I noticed was when you just take no bullshit in your own life. Like whether that's in the gym, your work ethic. And when I was doing like the 9 to 5, then 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. grinding, you learn a certain sort of characteristics. That means when you talk to the prospects, you see through all the bullshit. So that was a massive thing. And the only times when I was slightly dipped in comms had been when I've taken the foot off the gas a little bit, or you become slightly undisciplined in another area of life, and then your energy bleeds through to the prospects and they can see that. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's completely changed things, man.
Yeah, 100%. It bleeds into different. Like personal bleeds into business, business bleeds into personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said it changed your family's life. In what way?
Well, where do I start? Time freedom for sure. So my mum, like I didn't come from the best background and stuff, and obviously my mum's not rolling in money. Even in the last year, I've been able to like fly her out to places, take her for nice meals, and equally for my partner and my stepson as well. So yeah, I just can't be grateful enough for that, man.
Incredible. Congratulations, my man. Proud of you.
Thank you so much, man.
And now you have your own offer and you'll crush it with that. So that's incredible. So amazing.
Just a matter of time, man.
For sure. Next one, we got the Big Boy Trophy. This person hit a great milestone of 100K a month. Take him in his own pocket. Yeah, not cash collected, but in his own pocket. And I would consider him, yeah, I mean, he's probably the best salesman in this country. So, Vlad, well done.
Thank you.
Come on up, my guy.
I don't know how I'm gonna carry it home.
I carry it like a baby, man. Just like hold it like this somehow.
We will figure it out.
Yeah, if they ask what you want, just be like, I'm a famous footballer. And, they'll come up to you. So congratulations. So you did it in a bit of an interesting way, right? So like you were mentioning, you're a closer before, you get to 30K a month in commissions, right? And then after that, how did you get to 100K a month in your own pocket?
I wasn't expecting it, but I was prepared for it. Always like think 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 steps in advance. That's what you do with business. That's how you do with your offer. That's how you do in a sales call. Because for me, you wouldn't be able to see. I had like 6 to 7 sales calls a day. You wouldn't be able to see if I'm tired, if I'm happy, if I'm everything, because it's the same tonality, it's the same precise question, and I can ask a question and I have like 2, 3 answers that I get, because it's very like precise. If I get this answer, this, that question, modify, and it's very easy to sustain. That's why I see a lot of salespeople that are like very tired after 7 sales call, let's say, because they have to think everything again and again and again. They are not predictable. Think very strategically.
They're spending mental energy on what they're going to do, so they feel tired, even though they're just sitting down.
Yeah, I'm not that good with tonality, even though people say I'm good, but I'm very like strategic with it. I know how to mimic it, so I can get the answer that I want, so then I can ask the next question.
100%. And I think the reason why you're able to do that is because you just obsess the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
You're just like, do it again, and again, and again, and again. And the quite frankly, most people are not willing to do that because it's boring.
It's fucking boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I think you see people in your course like first month, 2 month, 3 month, they are like very exciting, and after 3, 4, 5 months after, you see like very small increments in what you learn. They don't learn anymore. I remember when I started, like after 8 months, I learned just how to ask differently questions from what they did in the past, and how to frame it, and it took my close rate from 72% to 89%. And it was just like 2 questions that were slightly modified. And I get rid of like all the money objections and partner objections.
What were the questions?
So I learned after to always like frame them down on why they were not like asking for specifically specialized help, and they were like, I have been in the past, but in the last 3 years I haven't. Always go down to why they weren't soliciting it, see what's their like limiting beliefs, and then asking if they like where they've got in life because of that, and being very, very precise on what's changed now, and not getting off the call until they get me like a very specific moment and make them relive that pain.
Yeah, getting to the truth, not letting them get away with the half-truth, but getting crystal clear on what happened and what's different now.
Yeah, combined with being very precise and very fast. I mean, my biggest takeaway was when I shortened my sales call from like 45-50 minutes to 25 minutes. It made all the difference because there was no more fluff. Everything was executed perfectly. I had like a lot of, because I sold into fitness, I sold into like business programs, but when you are very sharp and precise, you don't get A-type personalities because you go straight to the point with them, and you are very precise with your question.
You're removing room for error, for like removing opportunity for them to say, hey, just get to the point, because you are to the point.
Yeah, of course. And that's what I learned from Jeremy, to always seed a lot of doubt. Because after you did that, it's like when police are coming into your house, they just need you to like crack the door a little bit, and after they go. When your prospect, you seeded him doubt, after that it's very easy to do your process.
Well said.
Thank you.
There we go. Good job, Vlad.
They don't tell me how to make money. They just want to sell me courses. So I was that BizOp crowd.
Overall, how was the event?
Amazing, man. Yeah, really, really great day. Lots of great guys, all ambitious, kind of on a similar mission. And yeah, refreshing to not be behind the laptop.
Yeah, 100%. Because being in remote sales, high ticket sales, you're kind of, if you're stuck in your 4 walls, it can be a bit lonely at times. So you can get on Zoom calls, it's kind of good, but there's a difference between doing that and like coming in person.
Yeah, 100%, man. Just shaking someone's hand, and especially yours. Like, it's been a long time coming. We were meant to meet in Dubai, obviously. To connect here is great. And same with, it's quite hard to find similar mindseted guys, isn't it? Unless you actually meet in person.
100%. I mean, you can kind of meet different people online, but not that many people will be on the same mission or like the high standards as you have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it. What was the biggest thing you got out of the event?
Definitely seeing people further ahead than you and how they overcame certain challenges in the business, like with Vlad as well. Like, I think obviously with launching my offer, you can either try and hope and pray you don't fall down the same pits, or you just speak to someone who's been further ahead and learn and implement what advice they're giving you into your business. And that's how you kind of grow faster. Same with sales training, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Also, I'm like so fucking bad at these things. What was the biggest achievement you got out of the program in general?
Oh, that's difficult. I think the biggest achievement is being able to take my mum away on holiday, not worry about the bill at all, and give back to her. Because at the end of the day, that's the only reason anyone gets into sales, isn't it? To improve your own life, but more importantly, the people around you.
100%. What was the biggest month you hit in commissions?
16K, and yeah, that's just the start.
100%. What would you say to somebody that's on the fence on either coming out to one of these events or getting inside the program?
You're your own worst enemy. Like, if you take no action, the result's guaranteed. You're going to carry on doing the exact same things. And realistically, if you try and you fail, your reality will just be the same as what everyone else lives already. So you have nothing to lose by trying.
Exactly right. Thanks for coming out, man. Great seeing you.
Likewise.
Much love. All right. Enjoy the rest of your dessert.
Thanks, man.
All right, man. How's the event?
Oh, that's amazing, because, I actually almost known you like for 2 years. I remember like joining your low ticket community in school. And it was like after a moment in my life where I knew like, I didn't have like a structure in mind in terms of like how I should do a sell. Should I wing it? So I remember like coming across your content, which actually brought me a structure to how I could take somebody through the process of selling. So now being here, having you met in person, which is, a great thing, but also seeing other people that are going through what you actually have going on, and seeing all the progress that you've made since the low ticket community is like awesome. So I've connected, with all of these guys. Everybody's like much higher than I am, and it's actually good. And I believe that you're really actually going places with this.
What would you say is the difference between you maybe hopping on Zoom calls or seeing like pre-recorded video content online versus actually being in person? What would you say is the main difference?
Yeah, that's a good point. I would say that the main part is that even though like in Zoom you can still feel like the other person, you can even like still see them. It's not like the 100% human-to-human interaction. So like even like the vibes are different. Like through Zoom, maybe I feel like 50% of what you're saying, even like with the right tone. But if I see you body language, I feel that you're like next to me, just like right now. I have like a different perfection, a different like perception, and the message hits different. So there's more impact when there's human-to-human interaction. That's my answer to this.
Yeah, 100%. What would you say is the biggest takeaway, or what was the biggest thing you got out of the event?
Yeah, so specifically out of all the things that I've actually been working on myself, is being able like to be more concise and straight to the point when speaking to people. Because I myself tend to ramble a bit, but overall, yeah, you covered different type of aspects that, of course, I've also been watching your videos about. But specifically for me, I feel that just being able to be more like straight to the point, simple with the wording. That's really the main thing, among other things as well.
100%. And what would you say to somebody that's maybe on the fence of coming out to one of these events?
Why would you even like be on the fence? If you're in the online space, for whatever reason that you might have, whether you're a setter, a closer, or something else, why wouldn't you want to connect with other like-minded people if around you, supposedly, nobody else is like you? If you're only go, with somebody that shares your same problems, your same vision, and what's the best way to do that rather than just meeting them in person? So why being on the fence where you can actually be at the event?
100%. All right, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming out. Yes, sir. Until the next one.
Until the next one.
All right. Good. All right, Alex. What was your thoughts on the overall event?
Yeah, so I really liked it. Just seeing you again and people here, it just blew my mind. I know I have this Eastern European face, but I'm just mind blown. It's like seeing a unicorn, when you see that on the internet versus when you see that online, it's a very, very big difference, and it really motivated me to get back on track and bring results to the community as well.
100%. What was the biggest achievement that you got inside of the program?
So my biggest achievement was that I got from 3K to 15K in 3 months without getting better at objection handling, but on actually discovering part and basically just helping the person in front of me.
Yeah, 100%. What was the biggest takeaway you got from the event today?
It's all about the mental game. It's all about the limiting beliefs that you have, and the networking is so important, and the environment as well.
Why do you say the environment and networking is the most important?
So in my opinion, that's the most important part because you basically make your reality by your thoughts, and your thoughts, you are making those by what you are seeing in front of you. So maybe it doesn't make sense, but for me it makes sense a lot.
No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, we all hear and say you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
People understand that, but they look at the 5 people around them and like they're not helping them move forward toward their goal.
Yeah,
Which is why this kind of environment is important. So, what would you say to somebody that's on the fence to either getting into the program or coming out to one of these events?
Just take the leap. You just have one life. Just think about, okay, maybe it won't work, but the chances are very low. But what happens if it actually will be working and it will actually change your life, like you did with me? So just make your chances. You have one life, so just put your foot in it, and it should be good. You will be on a very good hands.
For sure, my man. Good seeing you.
Yeah.
Until the next one.
Thank
there you go. All right, Vlad, how was the event?
I like it very much. I mean, it was a lot of good energy, a lot of knowledge, a lot of like a very good relationship, and it was amazing.
What was the biggest thing you got out of it?
My biggest thing that I got out of it for my sales agency that I'm gonna do is to be focused on service offers, because there's like a lot of money and you don't have to sell that much because people are already needing it, and you just have to like find a competitive edge. That was
100%.
my biggest takeaway, and it's fucking worth it.
100%. What would you say to somebody that's maybe on the fence of either joining the program or coming out to one of these events?
Why?
Just like, why? What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, I think you, like, from all the people that I invested like hundreds of thousands into my development, and all of it helped me. I mean, it will help you to make more money, to be a better person, to learn a skill. Why not?
100%. You heard it. All right, man. Good seeing you. Until the next one.
Yeah.
All right, my guy. How was the event?
Honestly, it's an amazing event, man. Really, really cool to really finally meet you and all the other guys that are in the program as well. So yeah, really eventful afternoon.
What was the biggest takeaway? What was the biggest thing you got out of the event?
The biggest takeaway I got from the event is just understanding the landscape of the high ticket space right now, which is really important because there's been some changes and things that I need to be aware of personally to make sure that I continue in making sure that I'm successful and all of this, and that's one. The second thing is just being around individuals that are also doing this and are successful at the same time. I think it makes me feel more like, you know what, there's guys that were here that are making 100K a month, right? And it makes you believe that the dream isn't just like some sort of pipe dream, but it's definitely possible because other guys that you've helped is also able to make it happen. So, it's just soaking in that community and environment and individuals that are also doing it. So, yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing is we see these kind of videos online of people making a certain amount.
Yeah.
But what have you found is the difference between seeing people online versus actually seeing them in person and actually interacting with them?
I think the main thing is just when you interact with them, it's like they have a different vibe, they have a different energy. The way that they come across is very, very different, and so just learning, not what you say but what you do type of thing. You start to really feel that there's okay, if this is the level that I want to get to, this is the type of, kind of crowd and demeanor and mindset mentality that I have to be that kind of individual at the same time. So, yeah.
100%. And what would you say to somebody that's maybe on the fence of maybe getting into the program or coming out to one of these events?
Honestly, it's normal to be a little bit, skeptical about the whole process or maybe starting out. But again, just like what you've taught us as well, is that to grow into becoming the next version of you or a better version of you, you got to step outside that comfort zone. And if you're on the fence, there's a reason why you're there, right? And so all you got to do now is take that first step, and that's usually the hardest step. So basically, just go for it, because, I mean, if you play it worst case, best case scenario, you get to the lifestyle and the results that you want. I mean, worst case scenario, it's not like you're going to be homeless and be absolutely, depending on your situation, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. So just go for it and take the leap of faith and go all in, because, joining a program, yeah, great, and the support is amazing, but you also got to be 100% committed to make sure that you become successful at it. So yeah.
100%. Great seeing you, man.
Cheers.
Until the
Nice
next
one.
one.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so that's the event. If you're a high ticket sales rep and you want to be able to come out to one of these events, be around other people that are hitting 10K a month, 100K a month in their own pocket, and you want to be able to get placed on the top tier offers as well as getting training from me personally, go to the first link in the description box below. Until then, till the next one.